Here are the 7 money truths I learned from quitting my job as a truck driver, getting into sales, and becoming a multi-millionaire by 31 years old. Number 1, I used to think poverty was my bank balance until I realized it was my mindset. Going from a broke truck driver to a multi-millionaire CEO taught me this: your life changes the instant you decide you're worth more. Upgrade your beliefs and your bank account will follow. One of the most powerful quotes that I ever got from my mentor. He's like, Rich, life does not give you what you want. Life gives you what you accept. And when you make the decision that you are worth more in life, what automatically happens, and what happened in my life, is I raised the standard of what I was willing to accept in my life. See, I was a truck driver. I was making $20 an hour. I was worth more, but the problem was my standards were very low. So I stayed in that job and I stayed in that situation, even though I could have broken free, simply because I didn't believe I was worth more. So I stopped settling for the crumbs in my relationships. I stopped settling for the crumbs with my money. I stopped settling for the crumbs in my workplace. I said, Rich, wait a minute. And what I did next, I raised the bar of life and the expectation that I had within myself. And as soon as I did that, everything in my world started changing. Number 2, making money is about skill. Keeping money is about discipline. Multiplying money is about leverage. Skills get you paid. Discipline makes you stable. Leverage sets you free. Master all 3 or you're gonna work forever. So for example, you take the time to master sales and your income shoots up to 150 or 300,000 or maybe 500,000 per year. Now you're making money. Then you need the discipline to actually hold on to this money and not spend all of it. And this is also where you need to know yourself. If you're the type of person who likes spending, you probably need to be especially aware of this. At the end of the day, it's not about what you earn, it's about what you keep. Then once you're keeping money, you can start making that money work for you. This is not investment advice, but what I've done personally is I've taken all the income that I've produced over the years in the business and sales, and I've put it into assets because my mentor told me, he said, Rich, the day you're set free is when your assets produce enough income to support your lifestyle. You see, there's a lot of broke people, Rich, is what he told me, that make money. He's like, I know millionaires that are broke. They earn $1 million, $2 million, $3 million a year. And guess what? They spend $2, $3, $4 million a year. So he said, being wealthy has nothing to do with how much you make. Being wealthy is the discrepancy between how much you spend and how much you keep. And so if you spend $10,000 a month right now, guys, and you have assets that produce $12,000 a month, you are financially free. And that was always my goal from the very beginning. But it's important to know, look, you can't build assets until you have money, and you won't have money until you learn how to save money. Which that same mentor, he said, Rich, most people don't know how to make money. That's step 1. Then even fewer people know how to keep money. That's step 2. And then he said, even fewer rich know how to invest money. And that's step 3. In that order, guys, is the most important. Number 3, you don't sabotage success. You sabotage becoming someone you don't yet believe you deserve to be. Your biggest battle isn't achieving greatness. It's accepting that you're worthy of it. Change your identity or you'll always destroy what you haven't yet accepted. The only way in my life, guys, that I have found to be worthy of what I want in life is by changing who I am. Because we all as humans act in accordance with who we believe we are. And if you've ever been in a circumstance where you change your behavior, maybe you make a New Year's goal and you're like, you know what? This year, I'm gonna get that 6-pack. That's what I'm gonna do. And so what do? You write down 6-pack at the new, January 1st, and then you start hitting the gym. And you're like, dude, this is great. I'm gonna go to the gym. So the first week of January, you go. The second week of January, you might go again. Third week of January, you're like, you know what? Let me take some time off. I'm a little sore. I don't think I wanna go today. See, what happens in that moment, guys, is your identity of who you're operating from won't let you continue with that behavior. Because you don't operate off of, I'm just gonna do X today. You only do what you are. So if you want a 6-pack, it's an I am statement over your life. The I am statement now is I am the type of person that does the type of things to get the 6-pack. And if you repeat that over and over, and then what happens is you start to believe you are that person. You are that identity. And because now you're reinforcing that identity, you naturally take the actions to get the outcome because you are that person. Everything in our life, guys, is a reinforcement of who we believe we are. So if we're not taking the actions that we want to take because we're reinforcing an identity of someone that we don't want to be. You change your identity, you change your actions. You change your actions, you reinforce the identity. Number 4, the most expensive thing in life is the gap between who you are and who you could be. Close the gap. Your income is a reflection of who you are internally. If you're the type of person who makes $50,000 a year, then you'll make $50,000 a year. If you're the type of person who makes $500K a year, then you'll make $500K a year. And here's the harsh truth. If you're the type of person who's making $50K a year, then it's costing you $450,000 a year to not be the type of person who's making $500,000 a year. You see, you don't aim for an income goal. Instead, you aim to develop the beliefs, the skills, and the character traits of the person who makes the amount of money you want to make. And then the money will come as a byproduct of that. Number 5, if you want to get rich, don't listen to broke people. Memo to myself. You see, when I developed a new dream for my life and started taking new actions, I naturally wanted to turn to my circle to get advice. At the time, that was my mom, my dad, my siblings, my friends that I've had for a long time. But the problem is that nobody in that circle had the things that I wanted. And so quickly what I realized is, wait a minute, I'm asking advice from people that don't have what I want. And that's why I make it a memo to myself, because I've been there and I've done that, guys. I've asked the wrong people for advice. And so now, as I'm looking to get to the next level, I say, wait, okay, who's been there? Who has the results that I want? Who's done it over a consistent amount of time? And who has taught other people how to get there? And now I go for those people because those people have the formula for what I want. And so don't get stuck in the trap, which I got stuck in, of asking the wrong people for advice. If you want to be rich, you don't ask somebody who's broke. Number 6, status buys applause. Wealth buys freedom. Stop chasing likes from people who don't care. Start building a life you never need to escape. Play the wealth game, not the status game. Spending money on things that give you status is a form of instant gratification. You spend money now, and for a moment, you get some external validation. Keeping money instead of spending it on status is a form of delayed gratification. You hold on to the money and don't get the external validation in the short term, but in the long term, you'll save enough money that you can do whatever you want with your time. And this freedom will likely fulfill you far more than buying the status in the short term. Number 7, chasing purpose while broke is like swimming with weights. You're always struggling just to breathe. Make money first. Money buys clarity, freedom, and leverage. Once you have the money, you choose your purpose from abundance, not desperation. I'm very passionate about this subject, guys, because when I was trying to get out of my situation, I found a lot of advice online about pursuing your passion. I love fitness. So naturally, what I started doing is I said, well, my passion's fitness. So now I'm going to try to turn my passion into income. 2 things happened that really frustrated me. Number 1 is I didn't know how to turn my passion into income. So I was always frustrated that I wasn't making money from it. And then number 2, my passion of fitness purely became a job. And now it was something I had to do instead of something I get to do. And by definition, a passion is something that you want to do, not something that you have to do. So if I could go back and tell my younger self, I would have said, Rich, screw your passion, make the money. Because as you get good at making money, guess what? Things you're good at, you usually get passionate about. And then you get passionate about making money, and then you put your full focus into something for 5, 10 years, plenty of money at that time to do whatever you want. At that point, pursue your passion. By default, our purpose as humans is to survive. Our brains are programmed this way. And in modern society, we subconsciously understand that money equals survival. So until we have enough money that we're certain our survival needs are met, it will be very difficult to think of a purpose other than making enough money to survive. Once you transcend this need for money, then you can find a new and a bigger purpose. Those are the 7 money truths that helped me become a multimillionaire. If you like this video, you'll also like the one on the screen where I give you brutally honest sales and money making advice to my younger self. Click the pop-up and check it out somewhere on the screen. Rich, out.